Live from under a bridge in Peoria, it's Bankroll or Bust with your host, Monk. Hello and welcome to another episode of Bankroll or Bust, the world's first and only MMA betting game show. And once again this week, I'm joined by three fantastic contestants. We'll bring back, we'll introduce the newcomers first. We have got Easy is it at Easy Picks or Bets? I can't remember on Twitter.
It's at Easy Picks _.
At Easy Picks _. Thank you. I am a consummate professional. Tell us how excited you are. Tell us where the people can find you before we get started.
Hey, as you know, I used to be the DFS Whisperer. Now just rocking with the Easy Picks. You can find me on Twitter. Right now, I'm not really posting on YouTube much, but I'll get back to it. So far, I'm just excited to beat Gordo again. You know, me and him are always going at it in the DFS and stuff. So, hey,
starting it off good.
I'm looking forward to take his Stanley Cup ring. So,
there we go. There we go. Gordo got the ice on today.
I'll have my turn to talk, I'm sure.
But yeah, that's what we're doing. We brought Patrick back. Hopefully he's going to be getting in back on the YouTube. We'll do the same thing with Easy. We got to have you guys back on the YouTubes, etc. Johnny K Picks at Johnny K Picks on Twitter. What is up? Thanks for being here. And where can the people find you? What do you got going on?
Yeah, thanks for the invite for the show. This is going to be fun. I can't wait. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I also have a Patreon, all at Johnny K Picks. And I put out my picks video usually on Sundays or Mondays. And Wednesday nights, me and Cody from Blood Money MMA Bets do our live shows, Defend Your Units. So definitely check us out, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday.
Yes, love that show. Definitely check it out. And last but definitely not least, the current first champion of the Bankroll or Bust show, Gordo at Gambles Gordo, I do believe, if I have to switch that around. Put in 4 bets for UFC 300. Gordo came back with a 41% ROI. Just smoked the competition. Gordo, please tell them what you think of this card and tell the people where they can find you.
Hey, well, I'm happy to be back. Thank you, as always, for hosting. You do a great job, and I enjoyed participating last time. Lucky enough to come out with the W, and I'm happy to be here competing again. I love the work that Johnny does. He does a great job. I've competed against him on Brady shows and stuff like that as well. And I was going to say nice things about Easy. You know, he was the second person I ever had on my YouTube. And then he's out here talking trash, so he is going to have to go down this week, so it'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I got the ring on right here. Let's keep this crown on top and let's have some fun. 14 fights to talk about. There'll be 2 we're passing on this week, so I'm excited to see where you guys line up, to see if you guys are stealing my picks, if we're aligning, if we're head to head. It should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it.
And there we go. If you don't understand, just super less than 30-second breakdown. Gordo said there were going to be 2 fights left. That's because each contestant has to choose a wager from one fight. As soon as they do, that fight is off the board for everybody, so it will get interesting. Just take a look at that. Pause it if you want. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that. We're just going to get right into it. So the first pick of the night, we're in order. Johnny, then Gordo, then Easy. So Johnny, why don't you start us off? What is your first pick of the night? Give us the category and the wager and how much you'd like to spend on it.
A lot of pressure. Number 1 pick here. I'm going to go with the money line topic or option here first, because there's not a lot of good money lines, as we all know, because they're a little bit wide. Some of them are, but I'm going to go with the first fight of the night. I'm going to pick Costa to win at -125. I like his overall game. He's going to have the grappling and wrestling advantage for sure, but on the feet, it's going to be a little close. Borjas is good, a very good striker, as we saw in his last fight against Van. But, I mean, Costa's a very good striker, too. He's fought really good competition in the UFC. And I like his just overall well-rounded game, and I do think he's going to get some wrestling going. I hope he does. So I'll go ahead and put down 375 to win 3 for that one.
There we go. 375 Costa, -125. Curtain jerker fight of the night. You've got 625 left. Let's keep the ball rolling. The returning champion, Gordo, what is going to be your first pick of the evening?
You know what? I've pondered long and hard about this one. And actually, I had Costa as one of my only moneyline options here. And I thought about it for a long time.
I figured it was going to be a lot of people's options.
It was, because there's not that many close fights.
Yeah.
But what I did realize last week is sometimes, you don't always have to get the good money. Sometimes you got to pay the chalk. You have $1,000 to spend. I'm going to pay a little bit of chalk right now because there's not many money lines I like. So I'm going to pay up in the main event, and I'm going to take the shot on Alexander Pantoja this week to regain and retain his championship belt in Rio de Janeiro this weekend. He is minus 180 on the money line. I'll be wagering $360 to win, 200 to go out there and keep it up top. I think he has advantages everywhere here. I think he's not only going to be the more proactive striker of the two, but we saw talking about Costa, we saw Costa give Usyk problems when he was rushing in, being that chaotic striker. That's exactly what Pantoja is. You add in the fact that he's a super dynamic grappler. Costa was able to take him down. I think Pantoja can do that as well. There is plenty of advantages for Pantoja, who has been at the top of this division, that I do think he's able to win it here. I'm willing to put a couple of units on it to have some fun, and he will be the moneyline pick to get that one out of the way.
There we go. I knew that one was going to come off the board pretty quick as well. I mean, yeah, the money lines. I mean, how many of them are above minus 400, 500? It's absolutely wild this week. So there we go. Couple of decent money lines there. Easy. Let's keep it going. You've got your first pick of the night, and you've got a follow-up pick as well after that.
Sir. So I'll go a little risky here. I'll take Mauricio Rufy money line at minus 205. Now, this one is more of a fade on Malarkey for me because I am scared of the wrestling a little bit, but it's Jamie Malarkey. He is just good at losing. Like, he specializes in losing. So I think Rufy has a chance here to knock him out. I do think this fight will stay standing, and most likely it may not make it past the 1.5 mark. So I'll put 500 on Rufy as my money line pick. It's risky, but hey, you got to take some chances.
There we go. Yeah, that chin of Malarkey's definitely. I think he's been TKO'd 5 times in his career. So always dangerous. What do you got here for pick number 2? You got fight time prop, method prop, or wild card, which is any bet you would like to make.
I'll actually take the fight time prop, and I'll put 250 on Jakar Close and what was his name again? Joachim Silver to go under 2.5 rounds. I do think Jakar Close can knock out Silver in this matchup. And, Silver's going to swing heavy in the first round. He could get some takedowns as well, could get a submission. But overall, these two dudes are going to bang it out. And I do like the under 2.5 at plus 165. 165? Yeah, that's it on Bet Online. So, yeah, I'll take that.
You said plus 165?
Yeah, plus 165. I'll just look at it again. Under 2.5.
Under 2.5, Close and Silva at $250. Yeah, I was thinking for DraftKings that one might be one to not kind of look at, but then I looked at all the KO TKOs on both sides of things.
Exactly.
Like, whoa, pump the brakes a little bit on the fade. So, all right, we've got a fight time prop and a money prop for you. We're gonna roll it back to Gordo. What do you got for pick number 2? We are cruising.
Yeah, no, easy to point out some good things. I'll have to see where that plus 165 is because that line definitely stands out to me as well. Good picks there. Some interesting fights, that's for sure. And I'm going to go to a lower level one. I'm going to go as well with my fight time prop. This one's more of a gut play. I don't have the same analysis behind it, but let's take Diane Barbosa and Ernesta Caracate to go. Fight doesn't go the distance this week. We're going to put $200 at plus 140. To me, it's a low level affair. Both women have their advantages here. You have the black belt judoka and BJJ and Barbosa, who is going to be the more dominant ground fighter. We've seen Ernesta taken down. We've seen her control down there, and I do think there is early success to be had on the Barbosa side of things. But on the feet, the striking, the volume, the athleticism, and the length that Carrot Cake has on the feet there is something that's definitely going to be able to come out and be able to pose problems. Barbosa's been knocked down before. She doesn't absorb damage that well. And I do think a finish materializes more often than a plus 140 indication entails.
For sure, especially with the low amount of professional fights. 200, I think you said Barbosa Carrot Cake fight doesn't go at plus 140. Loving that. And with that, we'll get finish up our second picks with Johnny's second pick of the evening.
Decisions.
I gotta turn these red before we start picking. I'm failing at my own job. There we go. And something else too.
Let's see. You got the close.
Thank you. That's the one I'm looking for.
That was a close one.
That was a close one.
Very close.
All right. So yeah, whatever you've got, fight time, method, and wild card to choose from.
All right. Let's go with the method prop, and I will go with the Petrino and Smith fight. I'm going to go Petrino by knockout at plus 100. Anthony Smith has 10 knockouts in his career, and Petrino hits like a truck. I don't think he's going to be going for any wrestling this time or any grappling because Anthony Smith does have very good grappling. He can get subbed, so I'm sure he doesn't want to get subbed at Brazil and his home turf and stuff like that. So I think the best option for him is stay on the feet and look for that counter shot like he usually does. It might not happen in the first. Maybe it sneaks over a round and a half, but I do think eventually it should hit. And Smith just got knocked out by Khalil Roundtree in the early 3rd round last time, and he looked like a chicken dancer. So I just don't trust Anthony Smith's chin. He's got a lot of miles. I know he's only 35, but that is a old 35, and I think he's going to be able to touch his chin and get the knockout here. And let's go with, I'll go with 250 on that one.
There we go. 250 for Vitor Petrino KO at plus 100. I know the hometown guy, Anthony Smith, my guy from Omaha. It's I hope it's not going to be that sad, but I have a feeling you're probably right. There we go. Halfway through the show, guys. Hit the like on the Monk Maddox channel. Hit the sub as well. And let's get into it. Third pick of the evening for Johnny K. What have you got? You've got Fight Time and Wild Card left.
Oh,
and
man.
375 to work with. Also, sorry, I always do this. Before we forget, just in case there's a tie, some wild shit happens, I need a number of total strikes in the main event. Pantoja Usyk, just yell out the number whenever you feel like it.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the Kai Baralho fight. I'm going to do the where's it? Oh, never mind. I hold on.
You're real
scratch that one.
Go ahead. What let me throw out a number for the tiebreaker.
I'll do 185 total, right?
Total.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
I think this gets extended. Give me 287.
287.
Easy. 98.
98. There we go. 3 very different numbers compared to last time. All right, Johnny.
Okay. I think I got one here. Let's go with. Oh man, I'm debating between one or the other. Let's go with my wild card. Let's get that one out of the way because it might not come back to me. Let's go to the Elvis Brenner fight. I'm gonna pick him to win by knockout. It's definitely a wild card at plus 1200 on DraftKings. I'll put 1 unit on that. I think he has a chance to get the knockout later in the fight. I think there's going to be some grappling going on, obviously, but if this fight does extend, we've seen him get round 3 knockouts before, like in the Guram fight. And he's a dog. He's always going to be in there. He may get touched up too. But I think he's the bigger dog in this fight. So I'm going to roll the dice with that knockout prop. Why not?
There we go. Elvis Brenner KO plus 1200, the biggest odd, the biggest number we've had on this show so far, putting $100 on it. I absolutely love it. Gordo, you've got method and a wild card left.
You know who doesn't like that pick? It's me. I'm not a fan because I was ready. I had my whole plan listed out. I was going to take.
Am I taking everything of yours?
When you said Cal Baralho, I'm like, perfect. Let's figure out what we're doing next.
You know what? I forgot because I wanted to do a method prop for him, and I was like, oh, I used it already. I'm like, crap, never mind.
See, here's the problem I have now is I had a confident play. I was going to put a couple $100 on it. Now I got to spend some money on some props I'm not as confident in, but let's do it anyways. For me, I'm going to go over to a method of victory, and we're just going to get a little cute with it instead of just taking the money line like I originally would. Let me just double check the line here. All right, we are going to take Jose Aldo, which is a controversial pick this week. I see a lot of love for Martinez there, but take him by decision as a method of victory, plus 200, just getting a little bit more juice there. And we're going to try to go out there and see if he's got some more in him. We're going to be in Rio de Janeiro. The crowd's going to be behind him. We're going to have the judges hopefully behind him as well, but in a spot where you're giving him the matchup he wants. He's not going to be defending many takedowns. He's going to get a 15-minute kickboxing affair, one where there's going to be leg kicks thrown. There's going to be a battle with many exchanges. I think it's going to be a very close affair, one where I do think Aldo's able to be the guy who's just been doing it for longer. And I think that he may have one more trick up his sleeve here. So I'm going to take the shot. Plus 200 seems a bit wide for a line that I think should be a bit shorter. If that's the case, though, if I have to go out here and spend some more on it, we are going to put, let's go 200 flat on it.
There we go. 200 on Jose Aldo decision plus 200. And you've got 240 left for your last pick when we wrap back around. Easy. You've got picks number 3 and 4 back-to-back, method prop wild card, and you have 250 left in your bankroll.
All right, let's take a look at this. Let me give a very Lou Betcha type of prop here.
Oh, I love it.
Karolina Kovacevic and Yasmin Lucindo. I like the fight goes to split at plus 500 for my wild card prop.
There you go.
I do. I plus 500. In these matchups, the line kind of feels wide. I could see this fight seesawing all the way. We're in Brazil. It's gonna be close, and I feel like a split decision is really, really live here. I do like KK in general, even for DraftKings, because that price tag is too low. She does have upside to win. I do think she can actually land some takedowns and just, ride out some top time here when they're striking. She's gonna put up the volume. Lucindo may get the damage advantage, so I just feel like this fight is gonna seesaw a lot, and then plus 500. Wild card prop, I'll put $100 on it, just for fun. It could end up being a tiebreaker, you never know.
That's
Now,
true.
when it comes to the method prop, I was debating between two, but let me
Just to make sure I got that right. Lucindo KK split decision plus
split
500,
decision.
$100 on it.
Yep,
There we go.
$100. And let's see. I'll go with the one fight that I know no one wants to touch, which is Wilfred Gomis versus Gene Silva. And
I wanted to do it.
actually, maybe I was wrong, but I'll go with the Gene Silva to win by decision at plus 250, and I'll put 150 on that because this fight will be boring most likely because Wilfred Gomis kind of reminds me of if you guys play Street Fighter, Dalsim. He'll just be throwing those teep kicks out there, and Gene Silver will just be barking at him, trying to take his head off. So it'll just be a nice little fun back and forth. But we're in Brazil. Brazilian judges favor Brazilian fighters, and I'll just go ahead and rock with that trend. And plus 250 just feels real interesting for a fight where one guy doesn't want to engage and the other guy doesn't really have that much volume. So it just makes sense to take a shot on that.
I like that. Yeah, even I think it goes to decision too. And what do you think? You think the fight will last longer or Silva's walkout?
Silva's walkout.
Yeah, for sure. With those crazy eyes, dude.
The crazy eyes, the barks. I'd be surprised if he doesn't walk out with some Rottweilers. We're in Brazil.
The bunch of the scariest fighting nerds you ever did see. So I got you for 150.
Yep.
Gene Silva decision at plus 250. That leaves Gordo with his wild card pick. Anything goes as long as the fight is on the board, and you've got 240 that you're going to spend on it.
Yeah, no choice. And you know what's the worst part about spending this 240 is I'm breaking a rule. I'm doing something you shouldn't do. And that's trusting Caio Borralho to finish a fight. We're taking some violence in that one right there. To me, it's a Paul Craig fight. And this is a fight that is going to be one that is going to be a pretty violent affair. Craig is susceptible to damage, whether it be on the feet, whether it be on top control. And although Borralho has been lackadaisical, to put it lightly, and taking it slow, he is someone who is in front of a home country who should hope to have more desire to finish the fight, but also someone who I do think has the striking to be able to take advantage of Craig, the potential ground game. Shall Craig get tired to have the finish here? So give me the fight as go to decision. I think I see, excuse me, I think I see best available, minus 175. We'll put it all on that. Pay a little bit of chalk and do what you shouldn't do, and that's trust Caio Borralho. But we're trusting Paul Craig, right?
Right. Blonde hair plugs Paul Craig. Caio Borralho, Paul Craig fight doesn't go at minus 175. That is going to finish up Gordo. We've got one pick left from Mr. Johnny K Picks. You've got 275 to put on it, and it is a fight time prop. And you got 3 fights to choose from.
Let me look at one little line real quick. All
so
right.
You can make like $40 on the Pereira Pateria under.
Let's go with the Jack Shore Brito fight, and I'm going to do the under 2.5 at minus 140. I actually think Brito gets the finish, but there is a chance where he goes crazy in the first round trying to get that finish, and maybe Jack Shore survives, and then maybe Brito gasses out, and maybe he can get a finish too. But I do think Brito should be able to get a knockout on the feet. I think he'll be safe on the ground, like I said, unless he gets gassed out. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to roll the dice on that one.
There we go. And you did say Brito Short under 2.5 at minus 140?
Correct.
Perfect at 275. So that's it, guys. Blazed through the picks. Absolutely love it. We got 2 fights left over, the Padetta and Pateria and the Bonfim and Pichel. Probably 2 of the 3 that I would have picked, with the Gomes being the third one. The Pereira Pateria props are just too wild. That's almost impossible to play. Quick recap. Johnny went first, took Costa money line, Brito short under 2.5, Petrino KO, and Brenner KO at plus 1,200. Love that. Gordo with Pantoja. Barbosa Carrot Cake fight doesn't go. Aldo decision and Bahayo Craig fight doesn't go as well. And then easy with Hoofy money line, Close Silva under 2.5, John Silva decision, and Lucindo and my girl Karolina Kovalkiewicz split decision. So that is going to do it, guys. Thank you all so much for making time and coming on Bankroll or Bust. Hopefully, whoever wins, maybe it's Gordo, maybe not. 2 new contestants. Hopefully, we'll have you back on for next week's card. I believe it is Derek Lewis and Rodrigo Nascimento. You're going to that card, yes? That's St. Louis? Okay, awesome.
So Gordo can't win automatically.
That's right. Yeah. He's got to make it travel plans.
Exactly.
to go a couple miles away. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for checking it out. Hit the like on this one and join us next time on Bankroll or Bust. See you guys later.
I love this stuff. Only come here if you like that stuff.